Folks, the champagne hasn't even gone flat yet at Democrat candidate Abdul El-Sayed's victory party in Michigan. And Democrats are already starting to panic. Okay. They're staring at a 5 alarm political fire. Okay. A state that hasn't elected a Republican senator for decades is set to do just that in November because socialists have taken over the Democrat Party. Take a look here. This is clip one.
People who are looking at this, particularly some Democrats who I've talked to, who are hoping that he will moderate some of his positions. I think one of the key ones to point to that he is not going to, you just heard him talking about Israel. And I want to tell you really quickly, as I was getting on the plane this morning, a guy who was a big fan of MS Now said to me, I'm anxious to see who wins. And I said, oh, did you vote? And he said, yes, I voted for Haley Stevens. And I said, oh, why? And he said, well, because of Israel. And I don't like the position that Abdul El-Sayed has on Israel. And in fact, if he wins, I will be voting for Mike Rogers. And you could not get more far apart, right, from two candidates than Mike Rogers and even Haley Stevens. But it's going to be interesting to listen to that because this has been a primary conversation within this campaign. A campaign, though, that they clearly are celebrating. They have won. But let's be clear, while this is a victory for progressives, the much tougher fight is still ahead.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, that wasn't, as you saw, that was MSNBC, formerly, now it's MS Now. It was formerly MSNBC. She wasn't talking about a conservative voter. Okay, this isn't somebody who was already planning to vote Republican. This is a Democrat voter and a fan of the far left-leaning news network saying he won, so I'm voting for Mike Rogers. Mm-hmm. Okay, before I get you ladies, here is El-Sayed talking after he won the primary last night. This is clip 2.
Remind them that if we come through this, when we come through this, inshallah, that we'll have taken $70 million on the chin and kept fighting back.
All right. So, Nicole, as you saw there, that on that clip, it had the spread of votes. He won by barely a single percentage point, and he didn't crack 50%. This isn't good. This is not a great primary win. He performed dramatically worse than most traditional Democrats. Nicole, what do you think about this election?
You know, as an American, it's scary. Right? It is absolutely terrifying as an American. But as a Republican, I love every moment of it. I hope all the DSAs win. It just makes it that much easier for us to get our candidates across the finish line, because that man that talked to her in the airport is not a one-off. No. There are a lot of Democrats who are feeling like their party has moved so far left that they don't have anything in common with them, and they will hold their nose and vote for a Republican before they sell their country away. You know, that line, inshallah, if he were really trying to court Michiganders, as they like to be called, if he was really going after the Black vote, if he were really looking for moderate people, he would not have said that. He would not. He would have said, you know, thank you, thank God, you know, something a lot more generic. But that was a shout out to the Islamists and the Muslims who got him elected. Mm-hmm. That 1% that you're talking about, that 1%, and we talked about it earlier this week. They talked about the polls where the so-called Black people were coming out in mass for him. Again, their definition of Black is not us. Their definition of Black is brown. These Islamists showed up like they did for Mamdani in New York, and they're going to do it across this nation. We have to fight back. And the way you do that is voting not only American, but conservative, traditional Americans, people who hold our beliefs. You continue to fool around with these Islamists running for office, we're all going to need to get fitted for drapes. You know, there'll be no more good looking folks on YouTube, not women anyway. We won't have any freedoms. We'll all be waiting for the call to prayer. That's what we'll be waiting for. And if you won't defend this nation, stay your ass home and let those of us who will do. But this cannot stand. He needs to get mollywopped in the general. And Mike Rogers is the guy to do it.
Yeah. Well, Shelley, as you mentioned, Nicole, the black vote did not vote for El-Sayed. Black voters broke for Stevens in a major way. Again, as far as we all know, the black vote is the largest bloc for the Democrat Party. This is not good news for Democrats. Your thoughts, Shelley?
Well, I agree with Nicole in that this is scary. It is scary as an American in general. However, I'm still not convinced that it's going to be sort of an easy win for Republicans or outside. And I'll tell you why. According to a Gallup poll, about 40%, that's 2/5 of Americans support some form or socialism in general. Okay. Now, when you get into the parties, the breakdowns are much more significant in that Democrats in general outweigh Republicans and independents in supporting socialism. However, that's still a lot of Americans. This is Michigan, of course, where there is a heavy presence of Muslims or Arabs, if you will. And you're right, that call was for largely for those with that inshallah phrase, largely for those people. Again, he didn't win by a significant margin to Stevens, but a win is still a win. So so again, I am totally against him even running, nevertheless winning, but I'm mixed as far as what this may signify. It's scary in general that so many Americans are seemingly falling for this idea of socialism or democratic socialism.
Well, we certainly will see. One person that seems to be happy about this win is Bernie Sanders. So he was on the news making the rounds today. And here he is saying Hasan Piker, who is a radical leftist Marxist, has a lot of followers and belongs in the big tent of the Democrat Party. This is clip 3.
To give you an example, one of the more controversial ones is that Piker has said America deserved 9/11. Are you comfortable with that association?
No, I am not. I think that's a dumb statement. On the other hand, he has a whole lot of followers, and there's a lot of things that he's saying that are making sense to a lot of people. I think, we have to get above cancel culture. When you're doing radio, whatever they do, podcasts 3 hours a day, you say dumb things. I suspect if you go back over your career, there may be one or two things that you said that you may have regretted. But I think what we have got to do is look at the totality of where people are coming from and go forward.
So when someone like James Carville says he doesn't want to be in the same political party as Hasan Piker, which one are you going to take?
Well, that's not much of a choice. If Mr. Carville doesn't want to be in my party, the party that I belong to, that Piker, that El-Sayed belongs to, he can start his own party. But I think we need a big tent, and I think people like Piker should be welcome into that, certainly.
All right. This guy, Hasan Piker, has said that 9/11, he celebrated 9/11. He's a big proponent of Chairman Mao. All right. I mean, he has said some of the most hateful, anti-American comments that you can think of. And here we have Bernie Sanders says he's welcome into the Democrat Party. Nicole, how are the average everyday voters receiving that message?
The average everyday voter discounts Bernie in a big way. And Bernie really just, claimed popularity with probably the second wave of elitist college students, the Bernie bros. Well, now the Bernie bros are 45 and 50, and, they've got children and mortgages and bank loans and car loans. So the Bernie bros are seeing the world from a different perspective now. They're a little bit more interested in what the rates are for loans on that money than they are sharing their wealth with someone else. Case in point, go to Northern Virginia and knock on one of those mini mansion doors and tell them that you're here to collect your 50% because Bernie said that they're too rich. See if they don't call the police, that they don't defund in their neighborhoods. See if they don't call the police and have you physically removed from the property. People grow up. I give Bernie that. But Hasan Piker, this is not a youthful slip up. There is a whole culture to the Democrat Party that says this openly, says this proudly. It's like their rally call. Like conservatives cry for freedom and liberty and the pursuit of happiness is what we cry for. They say America deserved 9/11. How dare you be free? How dare you be free? However, he won't leave. He really likes enjoying the said freedom. And of course, Bernie wants him in the party because one thing we know that the Democrats absolutely have to have, they've already mortgaged their headquarters. They need his money. They need his support. They need his uncle's support. They need every available dollar. So Bernie is willing to turn a blind eye to things that he knows are absolutely wrong to get that money. And to kick James Carville to the curb, mistake. Well, our politics are completely different, but I'm going to tell you that man has a strategic mind that has helped Bill Clinton, that has helped Barack Obama and countless senators get elected. I wouldn't throw him away so fast for the likes of Hasan Piker. Mistake.
That's what he did. That's what he's doing. Shelley, your thoughts there?
Again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but the Democratic, to us, it's a problem because most of their young progressive voters, they are voting for this socialism trend, if you will. However, they seem to be energized, at least at this part. Now, in general elections, the margins may change because typically speaking, the older, more moderate conservative voters will go out and vote, generally speaking. But if the Democrats win whatever primaries, whoever it is that wins a primary, you better believe come general election day or between now and general election day, they are going to rally around those candidates. That's all that matters. Again, a win is a win, and that's all they're going to matter. They might rally the troops. They might, smack them around and get them in line. Don't say this. Don't say too much of this. Say more of this. I'm sure they'll do all of that backroom dealing and wheeling. Nevertheless, we, the Republicans, conservative side, libertarians, the right, we need to get out and get our message out. I'm going to keep standing on that. Not whatever is going on in the Democrat Party. We better be up and ready with a counter message, an America first, American first message. That's what we need to do.
Well, here we have Scott Jennings from CNN, and he's saying the Democrat Party is going to live to regret this. This is clip 4. Take a look.
Well, I mean, right at the end, he ultimately said, yes, I want people like Hasan Piker in my political party. We're a big tent. He wants people in the party that say America deserved 9/11. He wants people in his party that are out there idealizing Chairman Mao and the like. I mean, this is not something I would be embracing if I were trying to build a political party that could appeal to, mainstream Americans. I think they're going to deeply regret these associations and this continued demonization of AIPAC. AIPAC is Jewish Americans who are choosing to participate in politics. And let's be honest, they're just using it as a euphemism to say the Jews. I mean, that's what they're doing. And I think
Senator Sanders is Jewish.
Okay, so that doesn't absolve him of demonizing other Americans who simply want to participate in American politics.
All right. So and let's talk about this because right now polling shows Republican Mike Rogers is leading. All right. Now, again, this is early, but he's leading at 44.3%, and Abdul El-Sayed is at 40.6%. All right. Another person that is sounding the alarm, that is panicking about these Democrat socialists is John Fetterman. Take a look here as he rips into Abdul El-Sayed. This is clip 5.
In Texas, we have great ones. But, I have a real problem with people that are proud to campaign people that loved Hamas or that they love communist kinds of regime and under those kinds of policies overall. And that's why I'm saying objectively as a Democrat in the Senate saying that puts that seat in danger. And now that could, and now people like Sanders, after what he's done in Maine with Plattner, and now it's like it's creating more kinds of chaos. And now it's like, will you own the blowback and making it much more difficult to defend this seat?
All right. What are your thoughts there, Shelley?
Well, a couple things. One thing I noticed that I think as of last week, when Rand Paul had the hearing with Dr. Fauci, you notice Fetterman was wearing a suit, and he's wearing a suit now. Again, I've said since Fetterman had his stroke, unfortunately, that his brain was literally jostled around, and he's been slowly coming, or at least expressing the right, if you will, quote unquote, the right sides of the issues. I think that if Fetterman leaves the Democratic Party, to me, that would be an indicator of, I guess, a significant turmoil that they are experiencing, because he's probably going to take a lot of those Pennsylvania voters with him if he leaves that party. They may or may not become Republican, but they will certainly probably at least be independent, more so independent. That's number one. Number two, he's pointing out the obvious. Yes, it is a problem on the Democrat side. And I know people are saying, well, you know, I'm not making a decision. No, the decision I'm making is that the Republicans, we need to get our message out. We need to understand why socialism is seemingly winning on the Democratic side. What are the underlying issues that these people are running on, and that they seemingly are winning they are winning their primaries. That's all I'm saying. I'm not betting the kitchen on them with the turmoil. I'm betting on us with our message. That's always been a winning message.
All right. Now, one thing, Nicole, I don't necessarily think that Fetterman is going to come over to the Republican side. He actually votes primarily, I believe, 90% of the time with the Democrat ticket. However, he's just an old school Democrat. I mean, he's just not hateful. He's not radical. Like we're seeing this faction within the Democrat Party. He's not anti-American. So my question to you is this really about a small faction of the Democrat Party saying that the Republicans are not giving them answers, or not, well, I should say, not giving them solutions? Or are we seeing an undergirding within this party that's just anti-American? I mean, that just hates America, hates Jews, hates Israel, and they have now began to bubble up to the surface.
Listen, they didn't have to bubble up to the surface. They've always been there. When you take a look at the way that both parties are structured, this quote unquote takeover is not the very beginning of the takeover. We're about midway through the DSA takeover. It didn't start with Bernie. Bernie was a popular product, but it has always been there. Listen, Maine has been a shit show as long as there's been Maine. You know, they're quote unquote free thinking people, libertarian people, but Shelley says this quite often: where there's a power vacuum and you're unwilling to put something in there, wild things happen. And that's where the Democrats are. Their party leadership is exceedingly weak. Apparently, he threw a cell phone at a staffer the same day he had to mortgage the actual building in order to pay some of their bills, not all of their bills, some of their bills. And they're asking vendors to hold off until after the midterms before they make payments. So this is, leadership is struggling. They're broke. And I want to say, I would love to say as a conservative, all of this is because of Donald Trump. All of this is because Trump came in and he's kept his foot on the gas the whole time. But the truth of the matter is the Democrats did this to themselves. They allowed these people to come in and say, okay, we're going to change the way that we form our party platform. Republicans, there are lots of ideas. The ideas go through committees. The committees put the best ideas forward. They vote on what the talking point is going to be. And you're going to see a lot of that after the mini convention that's September 9th and September 10th. You're going to see grassroots coming out, swinging for the fences with our own messaging, not just Democrats bad, but with our own messaging, what Republicans and conservatives are going to do for America. So you're going to see that. But the way that Democrats do this now is kind of by like popular consent. Not the thought leaders coming up, but whoever got the most votes. You know what? Furry people, we should have one furry on every committee. What do you guys think? Then all the furries raise their hands and people are like, well, hold on. But it's too late because they've changed the rules of engagement within their party. And by changing those rules of engagement, they've effectively changed the way that party works. And the only way for them to right that ship is to get the right chairman. They need a chairman that's not afraid to stand up. And the chairman they have now, he's drowning. He's
well, let me ask you this. let me ask you this, Shelley, because some have compared the DSA faction within the Democrat Party to the Freedom Caucus within the Republican Party. So they're saying, well, this is just a faction of the Democrat Party, just like the Freedom Caucus is a faction of the Republican Party, the GOP. And, so there's no different. What do you say to that?
Of course, there's a difference. Number one, the Freedom Caucus wants to uphold the values of American constitutional principles, freedom, liberty, reduce or certainly spending cuts, if you will, tax cuts, things like that. That has nothing to do with abolishing the Supreme Court, abolishing the Senate, making DC and Puerto Rico states, nothing of the sort, okay? It has nothing to do with adding to the courts, nothing of the sort. It has nothing to do with tearing down the United States of America. Now, is there some healthy debate about maybe how far the Freedom Caucus goes, or maybe they're a little bit more rigid than they should be on sometimes? There's a healthy debate. But by and large, not even by and large, 100%, the Freedom Caucus is not trying to tear down the Constitution or America. The Democrat Party with their DSA candidates, and I'm going to even say the Islamist candidates, want to make America totally something it's not. They want America to be, I don't know, little Saudi Arabia, little Oman, whatever little Arab country you want, Muslim country. That's what they want. So there is a stark difference. Yes, that's correct. There is a difference.
Yeah. And another thing, like you mentioned, we're seeing this connection and between, like you mentioned, Islamists and these DSA candidates. So speaking of Abdul El-Sayed, the Michigan Democratic Senate nominee now, his campaign collected more than $115,000 from individuals who work for or have held leadership roles with the Council on American Islamic Relations, also known as CARE. All right. This organization has been designated a terrorist organization by the United Arab Emirates and formally designated or labeled in Florida and Texas. So a Fox News digital review found that El-Sayed made getting money out of politics a central campaign rallying cry. He's accepted these donations from at least 41 individuals who either formerly worked for CARE, or have served in leadership positions with the organization. The donor list includes several of CARE's highest ranking officials, including the National Board Chair, Manal Fakhouri, the National Board Treasurer, Ayaz Abdin, the National Vice Chair, Imad Sabah, and CARE Michigan's board member, Jakuko Tayyib. That's actually his father-in-law. Okay, and we know that it's been reported that his family has connections to the Muslim Brotherhood. Nicole, is this a problem?
Well, not if you live in Dearborn. That's just bona fides, right? If you live in Dearborn, that's a checklist. He's your guy. All of this goes back to immigration, right? And we talked about this many episodes ago about the unforetold things that happen with immigration. So when you have a group of migrants that come from a particular school of thought, and that school of thought is anti-American, anti-Christian, anti-woman, anti-children. I mean, they don't like anybody but their damn selves. Let's just call it what it is. And apparently bells. I mean, bells in themselves is who they really like. Aside from that, they have an issue with just about everything. Right. Just about any kind of freedom, happiness, liberty, anything that would make an average person go, man, this is a great country, really burns their biscuits. So what do? You drop them hundreds of thousands at a time in one location. And you know what you've just developed? A voting block. And you can't tell me that Barack Obama didn't do that on purpose. You could not convince me, not one moment, that he did not do that on purpose. Dearborn is by design. They didn't all get together, people who routinely lived in a desert, and said, you know what, drop me in the snow belt. That's not how that happened. But they built communities like Little Mogadishu and Minneapolis, another group of desert people now living in the snow belt. Do you not see the lunacy of that? But what did they do when they got here? They got instructions on how to build our government. Everybody needs Section 8. Everybody on food stamps. Have as many children as you can. We're going to take this area over. And that's what they've done. Effectively, that's what they've done. So what do you do? If I'm an Islamist and I'm running for office, guess what I'm picking? I'm going to pick Michigan, where there's a bunch of people who look like me who can write fat checks so I can get elected. But Mike Rogers is a hope for Michigan. I hope Michiganders get after it.
Shelley, what's so funny? You're cracking up here.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm looking at the chat. I'm sorry, looking at the chat. I'm going to read the super chats, but two things I want to make. Somebody said something about my lashes. I want you all to know that I struggle with these because the other day I had them on backwards. So that was number one. So I'm just laughing at myself. That was number one. Number two, somebody said, I think it was Frankie said he put his money on Jaka 2 ties. Whatever you said, KJ. Whatever you said.
Jacaba something about another, right?
All right, and then number three, I'm gonna read our super chats while we got this laugh break. Y'all laugh out there with us. While I'm reading the super chats, you all go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So our first super chat of the night is Paul. Hi, Paul. Thank you for your $20. Paul says he's supporting the best podcast on YouTube. Yes, you are, Paul. And
Thank
even
you.
more so tonight, you all are going to really get your fingers popping and whatever. Because tonight, it is KJ's birthday.
Wow.
Birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, KJ. Of course, did y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? I'm sorry. Oh, I gotta sing my song. We got a little special surprise, a little thing you think we're gonna laugh again tonight. But first, let me sing Happy Birthday.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me put my tiara on first.
So we want to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I'm off key. But anyway, we are laughing tonight in the midst of all of this news. Tonight is KJ's birthday. Everybody send her happy birthday, some super chats, whatever you want, all the love you want. You can laugh at us, laugh with us, hit that like, share, and subscribe. And we are going to drop it like it's hot. Go ahead and hit that. There we go.
Oh my God.
Happy birthday. There you go, KJ.
There you go, KJ. Somebody throw a quarter at him. Look.
That's right, KJ. That's right. I thought you were enjoying that birthday present.
Folks, as you guys know, this has been a crazy week for Democrats. Okay. It hasn't been a good week for Democrats. That was Roland Martin. He has been splattered all over the news, literally. I mean, his cheeks have been wide open because there was a viral video. Oh my God.
For your birthday, we thought you would like to drop it like it's hot for your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
There's a viral video of him in a very compromising position. You guys know, I'm sure you guys have seen this. It's been all over social media. Roland Martin, he's been married for decades. Apparently, he was caught cheating on his wife with some streetwalker woman. It was a nasty, what do you call it?
She's a film director. She made a film and he had a big part in it about politicals.
She was on OnlyFans. She's OnlyFans.
Well, she definitely has an OnlyFans, and he's not the only celebrity that
she's an extortionist or something.
Yeah. OnlyFans
extortionist, what they're calling her.
Wait a minute, let me read the rest of the super chats because you got some birthday.
Well, before you go, since you played the video, let me just and the girl was and so he was caught with this woman on video. And she was extorting him in the beginning, but then she, of course, I guess he didn't give her the money. And so he let loose the video. And my goodness, it shows him being fingered in his behind. Two fingers.
No, 3. There was 3.
I thought it was 4, but definitely
it was 3 fingers. It was the 3-finger salute. Yeah.
And he's just sitting there enjoying it. So I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. Let's go with the super chats.
All right, everybody, for KJ's birthday, let's see.
That's a terrible segue. That's a terrible segue.
Really
You guys, wait, I didn't know what else. What are you gonna do?
It really was. That was just for your birthday. Liberty Girl says, "Happy birthday, KJ! Thank you for your $10, Liberty Girl." All right, here we have Faith in You again. Thank you for your $10. Happy birthday, KJ from Arizona. Thank you. We have Survive. Come on, producers. Survive. Carolyn.
Go on.
Carolyn, thank you for your $5. Happy birthday, fellow Leaf. Mine was the first. Okay, thank you.
Leo.
I'm sorry, Leo. I told you not to say. Okay, Leo. 3 equals 1. Thank you for your birthday gift to KJ. Happy birthday, KJ.
Thank you.
All right, anybody? All right, and we have the Voice of Reason. Thank you for your happy birthday salute to KJ. And damn, y'all, lipstick is on fire. That's right, everybody. You can buy us a lipstick. It's at the crawl. You can support us with your super chats, your comments. You can do the Cash App. Today is KJ's birthday, and we are telling her to drop it like it's hot. There's Terry. Thank you, Terry, for your happy birthday to KJ message there. Thank you so much. Everybody else, hit that like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Kung Fu CJ, hi. Happy birthday, KJ. And Shelly E ain't right. I played some of the rally. The rally yesterday. The Rolly. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The Rolly. Oh, Auntie Roro.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Again, your super chats go a long way in keeping us online. And we appreciate the support. Also, merch. You can get great merch, folks. We have beautiful items on our YouTube store right there on the homepage. Take a look here. Oh, do we have that video? Well, maybe not have the video. So let's move on. All right. So back to this Abdul El-Sayed. Okay. So as we were mentioning, one thing I want to ask you, Nicole, is, okay, we understand this socialism. You know, people are appealing to the socialism because they claim it's going to give them free stuff. But this guy has not done anything for the fight for working class. I mean, he's flooded Michigan with low-wage immigrants, okay? And those people, as we know, they drive down wages, all right? He doesn't want to protect Michigan auto industry. He fought Trump's tariffs that saved the Michigan auto industry. That was one area that we're, excited about, those tariffs. He fought that. And then the base of the Democrat Party wants radicals, these DSA types for people who hate private property ownership. So what's the appeal here?
Do you know what the appeal is? When, again, I'm going to talk about that power vacuum a lot. Right after Trump's win, and we were really giving it to him. I mean, like every day there was some fresh hell if you were a Democrat. I mean, every single day there was a new executive order that was just ripping their souls to shreds. Everyone said, who's going to lead the party? Because traditional Democrats weren't fighting back. And then you saw some of the elected Democrats on the talking head shows cussing people out. Everybody suddenly was dropping F-bombs all over network TV. And I think it was Jasmine Crockett who threatened to punch people. I mean, they were kind of trying to find their feet as establishment Democrats. Well, while they were grappling about what was going to happen, the DSA saw the opening. They said, well, we're not going to fight you, but we want to change the way America works. And what they did is, again, they took that cocktail party, drunken pie in the sky, unicorn kind of policy, and they made it their new normal. They made it a rally cry. And everything that they saw, the establishment Democrats said, well, that's just what happens when you win. People who've been in politics for a long time, things get by us and it's like, that's just normal. People on the outside or first timers look at it and say, we should never do that. Think about when Uncle Luke, he's running for Congress and he discovered ballot harvesting. And he's like, this is cheating. Why are you doing it? We've been doing this for decades. Welcome to the party. This is what's happening with establishment Democrats. They were saying, no, we'll find our feet. Don't worry about it. And while they weren't worrying about it, the DSA was taking over. They came in energized. They came in organized. They have the young vote. They have people who are willing to risk it all because they don't have anything to risk. When all you have is student loan debt in a Prius, that's all your skin in the game. You're willing to risk it all to kind of reimagine a country where you don't have to do anything but you're going to get half of somebody else's stuff. That makes good sense when you're a lazy bum, when you're a couch surfer and you're living in your mom's basement, or worse yet, on Section 8 housing, courtesy of the same taxpayers that you can't stand, right? They bought in wholesale because they see that as hope. They see that as change. And in their own mind, it's a weird kind of slavery-like freedom that they're willing to sacrifice it all for. And this is what the Democrats are grappling with. Establishment Democrats don't know how to stop it. They don't know how to turn the water off, and they're drowning.
Well, here is Mike Rogers, and he's pushing back against it. This is the man who is running against Abdul El-Sayed in Michigan, who we hope will win the general election. Take a look here.
Victory. This is really about the heart and soul of our country. I have never seen someone so radical, so extreme, get nominated by a political party. And the DSA candidates in the state in 2 different congressional races look like they're pulling it off as well. The Democrat Party is lost to this hardcore socialist attitude. And I fought terrorism my whole life. I was an FBI special agent, U.S. Army officer, chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. I find it shocking that I'm going to go up against a guy who believes America deserved 9/11.
Wow.
That's why this race is so important, Lawrence.
Yeah, he was with Hasan Piker, who had that viewpoint.
There it is. That's what we're talking about, folks. Shelley, what are your thoughts on what he just said?
Mike Rogers is correct. Number one, I wanted to swing back just a little bit to that last point. One of the things President Trump, when he was running in 2016, he asked particularly Black voters, he said, what do you have to lose? Okay. Well, guess what? That same question or the intent or, the concepts behind that also are working for the Democrat base or these young progressives. They are saying, they're answering the question, what do we have to lose? If they feel that the parties today, even their own party, the leadership and the opposite party to them are not fulfilling, quote unquote, whatever their version of the American dream is, to them, they're saying, what do I have to lose? I'm going to go with this new guy on the block, this Muslim or whatever the case whatever they may be. So that's the chance that they're taking. This is why I keep saying our message has to fill that void. Okay. We have to fill that void. We have to let them know conservative principles work. Economics, that's where it is. Capitalism works. Okay. Our country, our Constitution is still the best thing that we have going. All hands down. So they are looking for something to fill that gap. They think they found it in the DSA because to them, these free programs and all the things that the government is going to promise to give them, well, that's filling that gap that they have. So like it or not, of course, we're not for socialism. But again, look at the reasoning and the underlying reasons as to why they're going that. They are saying to themselves, what do I have to lose? That's what they're saying. And we need to step up and fill that gap.
Well, here's another Michigan voter saying he's not voting for El-Sayed. He was on board for the other lady who was running as a Democrat, but he can't get with El-Sayed. Take a look here.
If El-Sayed wins, I will not vote Democrat. I'll switch over and I'll vote for a candidate with character, whoever that might be. If El-Sayed...
There it is. Nicole, your thoughts there?
Yes, we're going to see a lot of that. And especially Democrat men who, I hate to say it, were born Democrat. Everybody in their families voted Democrat for generations, and they've looked by some slights, they've looked by some problems, but ruining the nation is not something they're willing to look by. To a large degree, Shelley hit the nail, on the head. They don't really have anything to lose. But the Democrats that do have something to lose are like, hold on. Our nation is too big to fail. It's too important to us to fail. So while these merry band of idiots come in and jack everything up, how much money is it going to cost us to fix it? This is what I say to people about New York City. And they're like, oh, well, Mamdani's not that bad. Mamdani would be horrible if New York State had to cover all of the errors that he makes. But we all know that the United States government is not going to see one of our greatest cities fail, regardless of how much of a jerk this guy is. The federal government will step in and save our states. It absolutely will. But the goal is not to have to do that, right? That's the goal. The goal is to get people thinking that free doesn't exist. But you have a whole generation of people who've only known free. The Obama phones, free. Section 8 housing, damn near free. There are people getting $800, $1,000, almost $1,500 in food assistance. And don't work nowhere. Healthy as a horse. I know, because they're all over TikTok dancing like a bunch of paid idiots. Do you know what I mean? So we have this whole generation that expects the quote unquote government to take care of them. They have not yet heard anyone tell them to their faces, honey, you are the government. Your tax dollars are government dollars. They miss that. We can't blame people who are like El-Sayed. He's stepping in, again, the power vacuum. He's stepping into a situation where someone's left the door open. But every person in Michigan who votes for that jackass, just like I keep saying in New York, elections have consequences. Yeah. You're going to get what you got.
Absolutely. Well, some are saying the reason why people aren't voting for this El-Sayed is because they have Islamophobia. All right. Take a look at this. This is Hasan Piker. So again, this is the radical Marxist leftist who campaigned with El-Sayed, and he's calling people xenophobic and Islamophobic. All right. Take a look here.
Like everyone being like, Abdullah's a fuck ton of work to do mending bridges. Here's the fucking take nuke for you, okay? You are all unbelievably Islamophobic pieces of shit, okay? You literally called the dude a fucking terrorist for months on end and like called him a sexist, misogynist, terrorist, bad candidate, fake doctor when he has like 2 fucking degrees. And now you're gonna sit there and be like, well, you know, you really got to come to me now. Like, what are you talking about? Do you want to fucking win or not? Lock the fuck in, okay? Lock the fuck in. And I do worry that there are some out there who, in an effort to make sure that this narrative that a progressive can win in a state like Michigan doesn't take root, will literally either subtly or, you know, not so secretively endorse Mike Rogers or stay out of the race. Well,
there we go. This scumbag. Okay. Shelley, what are your thoughts on what he said?
Well, I would agree with him. I'm Islamophobic. I'm xenophobic. I'm whatever else I am. Yeah. So put me in that camp because I don't want my country to become, again, a Pakistan or another Muslim country. It's America. That's what I want it to remain as. And that's what I will do my best to keep it that way. Fuck you, Hasan Piker and the Hill, whoever you came over here on, whatever, you know, I don't care.
Yeah. Nicole, your thoughts?
You know, he is doing his best to sell this Islamist to the people of Michigan. And even if it means saying, you know, Democrats who don't vote for him, you are xenophobic, you're, you know, Islamophobic and this and that. Let me tell you, there are very few people who were born under this who are phobic of anything Islamic. Let's clear that up. Let's clear that up. We will bomb you into submission. Absolute submission. So don't say that Americans are scared of shit. These colors don't run, baby. That's the reason why you're here, why you're not somewhere in your desert palace, right? Go over to Qatar and tell the king that someone is, you know, American phobic here in Qatar and see if they don't separate your head from your shoulders with a very sharp blade. The very same freedoms that allow you to talk that absolute nonsense on national TV all over the internet is the very same freedom you would love to snatch from people born in this nation. It is such a cycle that I don't know the mental gymnastics it takes to say we want to be free, but only free enough to take away other people's freedoms. It doesn't make any common sense. Only thing I can think of is that people who follow this kind of logic, they know the end game. The end game is to take away what they can never really fully enjoy. I think that's their end game, to change our nation forever into something that is unrecognizable to people who truly love freedom, but very much like Yemen, very much like the countries that they've come from, except for with money and better weapons.
Yeah, that's the requirement of the Democrat Socialists of America. Okay, it's a requirement now for every one of their candidates to support dismantling the U.S. government. Don't take my word for it. Here it is in clip 6.
Actually something that we committed to at convention, having our endorsed candidates supporting the program. It's a requirement now. And so that'll be incorporated into our endorsement process.
It sounds so radical, like abolish the Senate, abolish the Supreme Court, like et cetera, but it's not. Like those are the things that need to happen.
So whenever people are like, oh my God, they want to get rid of the president, I was like, well, I don't know what we would call it in the future. We could call it the head honcho of whatever, like it's like we might not have a president.
Wow. There it is, Shelley.
You call it the Islamic Republic of America, with a Khomeini and Ayatollah at the head. That's what they want. And you idiots will be the first on the list of people to get stoned, burned alive, decapitated, beaten, and then made to walk around with a damn full-fledged burqa and abaya and all that hijab on. You three right there will be at the top of the list. So go ahead. As a matter of fact, no, we're not going to let you do that here in America, number one. If you want to do it, guess what? Even in America, you had the freedom to leave and go to Iran and Yemen and wherever else and parade around, have a burqa fashion show if you want. You are free to do that. Go and please go and do it. I will help you get there. I'll help you get there.
Yeah. Nicole, what are your thoughts there?
Do you know, it's always the same type of patchouli smelling, Birkenstock wearing, homely. I mean, just don't own mirrors, don't have decent clothing. I mean, it's always the same type of chick. So we're no longer going to have a president, or we'll have a head honcho. How about if we have a grand poobah of upper butt crack? How about if we have one of those? Baby, that's not what we do here. And I keep trying to be very kind by saying that, they dream of unicorns and sprinkle dust and all of that. These are the kids that were in the back of the classroom that nobody would talk to. Sometimes children have a sixth sense about weirdos. She's weird, probably smells like cheese, 99% chance that she smells like cheese. And she wants to change the way the world works because she doesn't see a place for herself in it. Instead of using all of this energy to perfect the union, she'd rather break it into pieces to hopefully find more women like her.
Yeah, folks, I wish that somebody would take the 3 fingers that went up Roland Martin's behind and stick it in their mouths to shut them up. That's what I wish. Yeah. Oh yeah. These women make me sick. Oh yeah. But guess what? Did you all know that the word Nazi came from the German word National Socialist?
Yes.
I never knew that. I found that out today. And so the party's full name was National Socialist German Workers' Party. And its original 25-point plan, or their platform, it didn't sound like a free market conservative manifesto. It demanded the nationalization of major trusts, profit sharing in large companies, confiscation of war profits, expanded government benefits, and the seizure of land for public purposes. So I'm not saying that Nazism is the same thing as socialism, but it sure does sound a lot like the same formula to me.
All the same, different names, because the name really doesn't matter. Look at the outcomes and what it's advocating. That's what you have to look at. So that's that. It's all the same. First, let me ask the people in the audience here. Could you imagine these 3 faces here in a burqa?
No.
If you know that we would never, not only would we never, but we don't even belong in burqas, okay? Look at the plethora of brown that you see here. I mean, Crayola couldn't do better, okay? It only could come from God making this beautiful brown in so many different shades, just one color, not to mention the many that are in the original rainbow, okay? So let us know. I'll put some likes, shares, and subscribes in there, super chats, cash apps, whatever, for us never being in a burqa. Okay.
Absolutely.
Never.
Yep. You're right. But I want to talk about, again, and I'm not saying that there's, the Nazism is socialism, but what I'm saying is the lesson of the Nazi party's name isn't that the identical words always produce identical governments, but as you mentioned, Shelley, the lesson is that labels like socialist, worker, and justice don't make a movement humane. All right? You judge a movement by what it does with power and whether it sees people like us three, all three different shades of brown, all American, all children of God, as human beings or merely as members of an approved and disapproved group. Nicole, what are your thoughts there?
Listen, you're well over the target, KJ, because that's what happens eventually. Once everybody becomes quote unquote flat, then you're going to see exactly what they've done to the Democrat Party. They have to have a gay person, a black person, a so-called Native American, and someone's got to give a land grant. And then they do all of these things before they can read a sentence. Do you know? They break everything into these little subgroups, and then there are approved groups and disapproved groups. And oh my gosh, if you're white, good luck with it. Good luck with it. Yeah. Because your people have been oppressors since the beginning of time. They don't know any history. They have no idea. And they don't want to know. What they know is that there has to be a boogeyman. There has to be someone that everybody hates. Okay, when you run out of those people, they move on to the next group of people that everybody hates. And what happens when it's only Hasan Piker left? You don't think that someone from Yemen would turn on his Americanized ass in a heartbeat?
Right.
Are you so serious? When they run out of people to kill, they will come for you. This is just how this works. And this is why we have to stamp it out. We cannot allow this to continue to rise. The Democrat Party is in real trouble, and they have been in trouble since 2025. And, as much as I love politics, as much as I love conservatism, I love my nation more. We have got to save this nation, our youth of this nation, from this ill thought out plan that being a bum is better than being a working person. And that is something that I think every American has a part to play in that. Every American. Your kid is one of those stay indoor kids that likes to play video games. Turn off the damn TV, put your foot in their back and push them out the door. They'll discover this thing. It's called outside. Lots of lessons outside. You learn to either get along with people or fight for your life, right? You'll learn to socialize. These kids who have no idea what it means to work for a day. Cut the grass. Go around the neighborhood and cut everybody else's grass for 10, 20 bucks. Teach our children what it means to actually earn $1 and not just be given dollars. So many little things that we can do as communities to help our children grow up to be prosperous Americans. And here's the thing. Put a damn flag outside your house. Is it going to kill you? Is it going to kill you to stand up for these stars and stripes? And if you're like me, go ahead and do lots of flags. Go ahead. You have one of these flags out there too. So they know what you work on. Put it right next to your Trump sign. So it's clear. But we have to teach young Americans how to be patriotic because they certainly didn't get it in school. It's up to the community to correct that mistake.
Absolutely.
All right. We got some super chatters here.
All right.
We have a few here for KJ's birthday. Let's see who's calling in, chiming in. Scrapping Beauty, thank you for your super chat. KJ, a sweet lady with brains and beauty, a great American. Happy birthday, love. Thank you, Scrapping Beauty. Thank you for that. We have Pablo. Thank you, Pablo. Happy birthday, KJ, and many more. You still have a baby face. Y'all really gonna do this.
Right. Now we're gonna have to live with this all week, right?
Much love to you all. Thank you so much for that, Pablo. Kung Fu CJ, it's about time you got to this crap. What they don't know is you need 66% of the states to agree to a constitutional amendment. That's right, 2/3. That's right. All right. Josh, hi Josh. Thank you. Josh says, "Happy birthday, KJ. This is for the girls' nights, girls' night martinis. You can't do that just in a burqa. That's right. Right. Out in a burqa. That's right."
Oh, we took it off before. Did you finish it?
No, I didn't do it, but okay. Oh my gosh, he says, "Oh my gosh, that comment just took me out."
No, but
the
3 fingers. Stick it in their mouths.
All right, everybody, hit that like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Don't forget, of course, we do have merchandise as well. And just remember, it's KJ's birthday, and tonight you can drop a super chat like it's hot for her birthday.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you all. Again, you guys keep us online. We do this. We don't have advertisers. We don't have sponsors. So we are here for you all. We appreciate each and every super chat. All right. So as Shelley has said over and over again, what's the Republican Party going to do? What's their move? And will it work? Take a look. This is clip 7.
Mohammed El-Sayed, the most radical Senate candidate in America.
Pretty dangerous.
El-Sayed pledged support for the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, a designated foreign terrorist group. He wants to hike taxes on Michigan waitresses, delivery drivers, and seniors on Social Security. He joined a sex offender and a murderer to demand the mass release of dangerous prisoners. And when his ally claimed America deserved 9/11,
America deserved 9/11, dude.
El-Sayed refused to disavow it.
I'm not here to disavow people's views.
Abdul El-Sayed, too radical, too dangerous, wrong for Michigan.
The allies are launching is already more bitter. All you got to do is look at the ads you're already watching on TV, started today. You know, they think that you want to use my whole name against me. Mike, listen, man, if you can't say the name, it's Abdurrahman, keep the name out your damn mouth. I'll be happy to give you lessons. But they understand that the only way that they think they can win is to drag us into the mud, to believe the worst about each other.
What's that line? Keep my name out your mouth. This is what all these Democrat guys keep saying. You can tell it's contrived.
They're trying to be masculine. Again,
Yeah.
I told you they got a man problem. When you have a party full of Islamists and soy boys, they are starving to find just a regular stand-up American man, because the average American man looks at that and goes, what kind of shit is this? And listen, you saw what's his name? Carol Bassoon, the Democrat in Hawaii who got knocked out on the beach talking trash to
Right,
a
I
Hawaiian.
saw that.
A man, he was like, who you talking? You don't talk to my wife like that, and put him on his back, then woke
Literally.
him up to talk trash to him, woke him up out of his slumber and said to him, watch your mouth and be nice on the beach. We're all trying to have a nice beach day, but if you keep this up, I'm gonna put you back to sleep.
Right.
This is what American men do. They don't have time for this, I'm a macho tough guy, but all women need to follow Sharia law. And if you can't pronounce my name, haka, 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 then I'll give you lessons. Listen, Mike Rogers, I can't even begin to assume that Mike Rogers saw that and cracked up laughing. Politically, they're after him, and they're not going to let up, because they know this is a winning argument, especially with Black voters, Black people in the Midwest have learned the lesson about migrants moving into their communities and what their governments are willing to do. In a very short period of time, they've taken over many local political issues, many local political offices, while Black people are still at their mercy. So go ahead and tell them again to keep your name out their mouth. Go ahead and say that while you're standing in front of a bunch of chubby white women and some dork holding up union signs. Is this what you think Michigan is? I'm going to tell you, Mike Rogers is going to take this kid to school, and it's going to be a beautiful thing to watch. I know, because I'm a help. I don't know about y'all, but I'm in for 20, 30,000 text messages. Let's go. Let's get after it. Everybody in the party has to push to kill this off. The Democrats will do better if we force them to. If not, we're going to continue to get Islamists running for office, hoping that they're shiny enough to sneak by you. We have got to stand up, and every single Republican and conservative in this nation, it is your responsibility to make sure that this doesn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Shelley, your thoughts on the Republican response to that was an ad put out by the Senate Republicans.
Yeah, first of all, trust me, I don't want to hear names with the Abduls and the L's and Muhammad's in them. Give me the typical, the Jeffs, the Sarahs, the Elizabeths, the Mikes, if you will, the Byrons, okay, the Donalds. Give me those typical American names, whatever. I will take those any day. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to say it's a very tepid start. I want us to come strong. I know Nicole said after the September, the mini convention, I don't think we should wait. We can start now. We need to start now. Use our time wisely. Get our messages out. And again, our messages are pretty simple, and they've always worked. Economy. James Carville told us it's always the economy, stupid. That's what we want. Americans first. Inflation reduce. All those things. Education. Secure borders. The typical simple message. Again, it doesn't have to be complicated. It's not complicated. We have a winning message. Let's stay on it. Let's run on it, and let's get busy.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people are sick of this. I really do. We're starting to see the numbers across the pond. France now, for the first time in decades, they are starting to see a deportation of Muslims. So now Muslims are leaving France because of the people are just getting tired of it, and they're starting to enact laws and different things against this. So I hope that's signaling the same thing's going to happen here. Americans are getting tired of it and are starting to speak out about it. And they're even in New York City. Have you guys seen what happened to Moron Dum Dummy recently? He just got booed off a stage in Staten Island. I think this was either yesterday or today. Take a look at this, folks. People are getting sick of him.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some more dancing? Oh, no, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're getting awards. Somebody's getting an award. You want to see who's getting an award? Come on, guys. Here.
All right. So that was on Staten Island. The event was the 43rd annual NYPD Patrol Bureau Staten Island National Night Out Against Crime at Turtle Circle on the Midland Beach Boardwalk. More than 3,500 residents and families attended the community gathering focused on police-community relationships. Nicole, what are your thoughts there?
Boo! I'm going to join him. Do you know, I think a lot of people were hopeful that he wasn't as hateful as we realized right off the top. But I think a lot of people were like, oh, what can it hurt? Well, what it hurt was you. You know, again, when the money leaves, and they never thought in a million years that money would leave New York. Well, now Texas has got the New York Stock Exchange. We're Texas Stock Exchange. Now Florida's got more people. They didn't ran out of space. You can barely visit now. Everything has happened in the blink of an eye. And the disrespect that he has shown police officers in that city, he's going to get booed anywhere there's more than 2 cops in the circle. He really is. And he's earned every boo, every hiss. It's only been, a few months? It's not even been a year yet. This is going to be an uphill battle for all of the right-thinking people in not only New York City, but New York State. Because when New York City can't afford things, the state of New York plans to step in and help him afford these things. And it's not fair to the rest of the state. It's certainly not fair to the people who protect and defend. And with the 25th anniversary of 9/11 coming up, he's not heard booing yet. He shows up, it's going to be a real problem. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah, Shelley, your thoughts on that?
Keep it coming. Keep it coming. We need more of that. We need more of our message. We need more Americans who want to save America. New Yorkers, I am hoping and praying that you will step up, because Frank Sinatra is tired of turning in his grave. Okay. Look, New Yorkers everywhere, just Americans, period. This is our country. We have a blessing that we are obligated to continue keeping. What's funny, y'all? Come on, what's funny?
The 3 fingers. Give him the 3 fingers.
Give him the 3 fingers. Give him the Roland Martin behind. Give him that Roland Martin ass right in his mouth.
Drop it like it's hot, producers.
Yeah, that's what he means.
Anyway, we need more of this. We do. We need more of it.
Absolutely, folks. Well, the Democrats, they had a horrible week. I gotta say, they did. And it wasn't just moron damn dummy. All right. It wasn't just this El-Sayed. Cori Bush. Remember Cori Bush? Socialist, another socialist and former squad member. She got destroyed in her race to reclaim her congressional seat. And the DSA is already whining about it. Take a look here. This is clip 8.
Me away from my position as Congresswoman.
This was her back in 2024 when she lost.
All you did was take some of the strings off. Let's be clear. 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 Let's talk about what it really is. Because see, now I don't have to worry about some strings that I have attached, and as much as I love my job. But all they did was radicalize me, and so now they need to be afraid.
Well, not too afraid, because your ass lost. Shelley?
Here's to that.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. You lost again. Now just go sit down. And what is she talking about? Whatever. She's not. You wanted the job back and you lost again. Sit down, take the L, and just go into La La Land and live your life.
That was when she lost the first time.
And she lost again. That's what I'm saying. Right. She lost again. Go. We're sick of these people. We're sick of it. But apparently she has a little chorus there. But that's not going to get you over the line because you've already lost, Cori. Go. Leave the people of Missouri alone and just go and live your life. We're sick of it, okay? You're not saying anything. You're certainly not doing anything. You are just wasting airtime. Please go.
Yep. And Nicole, here she is in this next clip, the concession speech from last night. She's still riled up. She's still loud and wrong. This is clip 9.
And you were deceived by those ads. So if somebody has to smear someone else with $5 million worth of lies, then that means that they have no story. They have no vision. They have no value for you. Never have. Never have. And so again, you call him to the carpet. Call his office. Go to his office. This is your representative. Yeah, hey. His office belongs to you. Remember that. So go to the office and go see about him. We ain't violent. No, because that ain't who we are. We're peacemakers. That's why we stand for Palestine. That's why we stand against anti-Semitism. That's why we stand up for Congo. And we stand up for Cuba. And we stand up for Detroit and Mississippi. And that's why.
Oh my gosh.
That's why you stand in the unemployment line.
Scrapping Beauty, I was thinking the same thing. Scrapping Beauty, I was thinking the same thing. Something doesn't look right about her butt, but okay, maybe it's a rolling butt. I don't know, but
it's the particular Spanx that she has on it.
Oh, is that what it is?
Under the cuff of your butt to make your butt look high instead of big saggy. It's not really working.
Rolling, maybe it's a rolly butt.
Well, whether it's her ass or her face, it's all ugly. And what is up with these Jasmine Crockett types, Nicole? To me, she's a Jasmine Crockett type, annoying, loud, aggressive, and wrong.
Right, and obnoxious. And these were the women who swept into power just simply on the strength of their Black womanhood, right? Mm-hmm. These are the same women who went out of their way to say that conservatives were wasting their time talking to Black men. Our men ain't never gonna flip. Our men, let me tell you, your men was flipping before I started talking to him. I walked into the barbershop, what you need? Let me tell you what I need. I need you all to stop talking to one another and vote the same stuff you're talking about. You talk about your taxes is too high, but you vote for the same person who raises your taxes and makes your wife some sort of little committee woman, and it costs you another $10,000 in taxes a year. The same people who make sure that your kids are uneducated, and so much so, the only thing they're willing to educate them on is how to be gay. Now walk into a Black barbershop and tell a group of Black men that there are books about how to get Roland Martined in their elementary school. So how do we get it out of the school? Vote Republican. Mm-hmm. Vote Republican. That's how you get it out of those schools. That's what you do. We took that message to them. We didn't ask them to come to us to hear our message. We went to where they were and we talked to them, and we took the slings and the arrows and answered for what they perceived to be racism and sexism and all these things. And my pushback has always been, okay, but now what? How do we move forward? Because I can't answer for what happened in 1870. I can tell you what happened last week. I can tell you what's going to happen on April 15th if you continue to vote the way you're voting. We have to get very real with people. Black women are going to be the last people to flip, but I'm going to tell you, Black men are moving in a different direction. And they laughed at us and said, oh, you wasting your time. But now she can sit on her sofa and laugh at me from home because they turned out for Donald Trump. They're going to turn out for Byron. They're turning out for Black conservatives up and down the ballot. Keep laughing. You laugh, I work. This is how we win. But it takes everybody, not just, uber political people like us three. It takes every single conservative to right this nation, and everybody's responsible for that. So let's go, y'all. We really have to try much harder than we've been trying, and make sure you take people to the polls in November. It is vital that we win these midterms.
Vital. And we got a good chance, folks, because if in fact the numbers and the data are correct and we do wind up flipping Michigan, we win. We win the Senate. If we flip Michigan and turn that state blue, and Rogers beats El-Sayed, we win. Is that right, Nicole?
Turn it red.
Right.
We flip it red.
Turn it red. Yeah.
We flip it red, and then that's going to make people who invested heavily in him say, okay, because they tried it with Tim Walz. Remember, he was supposed to be the hunter, the father figure, and America resoundingly said, no, not him. Then they tried it with Graham Plattner, and then they tried it with Newscomb. And the more that you got to see these people and listen to what they're saying, America said, no, I don't like that. They're weird. There's something not right about them. They're disingenuous. It would have been different if they found a regular guy to run in the Midwest of all places. I'm not talking about, Los Angeles or New York. I'm talking about Michigan. They couldn't find one Democrat that's not an Islamist or some radical, female fembot. They couldn't find one.
Nobody.
You tell me that party's not upside down.
Yeah.
They are literally drowning. And the sad thing, as a Republican, I love every minute of it. But as an American, it breaks your heart. Mm-hmm. It breaks your heart to think that they think that this is acceptable to lead our nation. It's absolutely unacceptable.
Absolutely. Folks, sound off in the chat. Let us know what you think. Do you believe that the GOP still has a chance to retain control of the Senate? Let us know what you think. I think we have some super chats.
We have some super chats here, everybody. I always say it incorrectly, I think, but I'm going to say Savrix or Savrix. So you might have to spell it for me phonetically in the chat. He says, oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday, KJ. Thank you for your birthday wish, Savrix. Kung Fu CJ, thank you for your $2. I will butcher the names all I want. Shoot.
Right.
All right. That's right. Savrix as well. Again, thank you. What about closet communists? They are subversive.
Absolutely.
And you know what? You're right. They are. Unfortunately, many more of them are coming out in public and talking about it. They call it socialism. Again, don't get caught up with the name per se. Look at what they're advocating for and the outcomes of what they're advocating for.
Absolutely.
So everybody else, hit that like, share, and subscribe out there in chat land. Don't forget, you can buy us a lipstick. Look at the crawl on your screen, and that's the way you would donate to buy us a nice lipstick as well. And you can do a super chat. But go ahead, hit that like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell right now so we can get our numbers up and you can say happy birthday to KJ.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it's not just the men. There are some women that were on the left and regret their vote for the Democrat. All right. For these DSAs. Take a look here. This is clip 10.
America, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I take full responsibility. I am partly responsible for what's happening in America, for what's happening in Dearborn, Michigan, for what's happening in New York City. We left Iran. We left Islamic Republic for exactly this reason, because radical terrorist Muslims took over the country and are literally killing, raping, torturing, and executing innocent people right now as we speak for the past 47 years. And I thought by voting Democrat, liberals, every single year, every single time there was an election, that meant we are going to make America, keep America great. We're going to definitely not negotiate with terrorism. That's exactly what the left media made me believe. And I'm here to say, I apologize. I was brainwashed this whole time. It took me over 20 years to realize that Democrats and liberals are the reason this country is the way it is. They're the ones that are okay with the American flag being burned in New York City, that the American flag is okay to be burned. It's part of democracy. It's the most anti-American thing to do, and wishing death upon America is the most anti-American thing you can do. It has nothing to do with democracy. And I'm here to announce, apologize, and let my husband know that he was right. He was rara. Gotta let my husband know that he was rara. I don't know why it's so hard to say this. I am here to announce that my husband was rara. It's very painful. I'm here to announce that my husband was right. Oh, that took everything I had. That he was right about everything. That Republicans are the ones that are gonna help make America great again. I also believed that make America great again meant make America white again. That's because the left media wanted me to believe that. I am here to announce I'm sorry. And I will be part of the group that will make America great again. And I will proudly vote Republican from now on. God bless. And again, I apologize for everything I've done.
Wow. At least she was being honest. She's being forthcoming. Nicole, what are your thoughts? Do you think we have enough people like her that are going to change over?
I think there are going to be plenty of people that change over, mostly, especially people who come from or have relatives in nations where they're not free. They see the handwriting on the wall and go, oh, I know what this is going to end up like. And also shout out to her husband, who was probably filming the video and why she was choking on saying her husband was right. But I like the idea of her coming full circle and understanding where she made her mistake. Again, I don't need you to become a Republican. I don't need you to check the R box. I just need you to vote like America counts. That's what I need. I would love to have everybody in the nation be a Republican. Right? It's a good look party wise. However, you can stay a Democrat. I just need you to vote like this nation matters. Vote for candidates who will stand up for this nation. And overwhelmingly, what we're seeing from the Democrats is their absolute zeal to destroy everything we hold dear, to destroy it. And they don't have a plan to replace it. They just want it gone. And then what? What happens when all hell breaks loose? What happens then? They're going to look to the adults in the room and say, can't you guys fix this? I mean, you had to know that we were going to be wrong, right? And it's going to take generations to clean it up. So let's not even go there. Let's not make the mistake. Let's continue to push our patriotic message, because I think deep down, even in some of these, even more lunatic kind of Democrats, deep down that they know they're going down the wrong path. I mean, at some point, common sense has got to kick in.
Yeah. Yeah, Shelly, your thoughts?
I didn't like that.
Oh.
I didn't like the fact that she was just I know she was trying to be funny, and I appreciate the funny part, like towards the end. I just didn't like this quote unquote, I'm apologizing. No, whatever. Just vote differently. Number one. Number two, start with your gratitude. I think she said she came here from Iran. I think she said her family was. So what was the reason you came here for? Number one. Now, again, I'm glad she's had a change of mind. Okay. I just didn't like I'm sorry, I was a part of it. It's so phony. It just doesn't fly with me. I'm not saying that she's not sorry. I'm just saying just putting it on his social media, whatever. Look, just vote, okay? Vote like you're supposed to, what you came here for, or what we think you came here for. And that was because you wanted a better country. You wanted to be under better circumstances, better yourself and your family. Well, then do that. Do that. That's how you owe it to us to do that you're not going to be a burden, and certainly you're not going to advocate and vote for policies that are burdensome to Americans on our soil. No, if that's the case, take your ass back to Iran, put your burqa on, but I don't want to hear all these apologies. I was partly to blame. Whatever. Just vote right, okay? Your husband was right. That little part was funny and cute. Okay, whatever. He was right. But, why was he wrong all this time? Why did you even even listen to the left, okay, not liberals, the left. Why were their voices so much more louder than your husband was right there? And apparently he was taking care of everything. Maybe you all were thriving under American, the American covenant, if you will, the American covering, I should say, not a burqa. So, miss me with all that. I apologize. Whatever. Just vote right or get out.
Yeah, I think she had just an awakening. I mean, folks, I think people don't realize that, with us, we're attuned to the news. We, are critical thinkers, whereas most of America, honestly, are sheep. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they are getting it from the education system, from the culture, from the news, legacy media. Everything pushes these people to the left. All right. And so as you can see, as she mentioned, even her husband, and she's not a one-off. Most of this happens all the time. There are so many people who are in divided households, and there's one spouse or one member telling them that this is the way to go, and they're not listening to them. They're listening to whoever's on the TV or the screen telling them to vote for the left. I thought she was being, just being generous. I mean, genuine. She was letting people know, look, I understand the hand that I, like thousands of other people, played in the destruction of this country. I think she's realizing that this stuff is serious. It's no longer just a vote for another party and the country thrives. Now we're talking about anti-American people. Mm-hmm. We're talking about people that want to destroy this country. A vote for the Democrats right now can be a vote to end this country as we know it.
Yep.
She is understanding the significance of it. And like we're in this, annoying phase where everybody got to put it on social media.
That's what I mean. I don't think she's disingenuous about her transformational transition. I could do without all. I apologize. I was
I love it because we can use it on here to show other people
content.
What it is. That's what I love it. I wish I had 100 more of videos like hers, and we could post them in one by one, show people are waking up. I love it. Give more of them. Let's go. That's just me. But folks, sound off. Let us know what you all think. Is this an awakening for more people? Are you seeing this in your circles, in your friend circles, in your family circles? Let us know what you think. All right. We would love to hear it. And again, your super chats go a long way in keeping us online. Tonight's my birthday, and I appreciate your super chats to help me celebrate my 21st birthday. Yeah, okay. All right. So final thoughts, ladies, before we go. Shelley.
Well, I would just say, number one, I am and always will be, God willing, thankful, grateful that I am a Native American. I was born on this soil, okay? This is my country, and I will do my best to stand for it and to keep it as it is, improvements where necessary, but certainly waving the red, white, and blue. I just want to say also, thank you all out there in Chatland. Your support is, could not do any of this without you. Your support, all of our mods out there. You're always on time, keeping us straight. You laugh with us, you cry with us, you push back at us, but I wouldn't have it any other way. We love you all. We thank you so much. It is KJ's birthday, and we are sending her some birthday shout outs. You all are. You've been doing that all night. So we thank you. We have a super chat here from Bruce. He says, happy birthday with $50 here.
Thank
you all Bruce. So much for your support. Just thank you so much immensely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Final thoughts, Nicole.
Well, I'm gonna put my tiara back on because I miss being in the studio. I really do miss being in the studio because then I have to drink all the VU by myself. But it's been a tough week, right? We lost Kay Granger, Congresswoman from Texas,
right?
And what's interesting about that loss is that she was a member of the First Club. She is the first Republican woman elected to Congress from Texas, the first woman to be mayor of Fort Worth. She was a single mom who took care of her ailing mother. She knew poverty. She climbed her way out. And there's a certain inspiration that came from her. Whether you agreed with her policy points or not, notwithstanding, when you see women moving in politics, it's a big deal. It's a big deal because let's just say what it is. We don't get the same shake as a man does in politics. We just don't. You have to work a little bit harder to convince mostly other women that you're worth voting for, right? This is a thing. When we take a look at someone who's celebrating her birthday today, KJ, this is a woman who's knocked those doors herself. This is a woman who started a company, who stuck with it, sitting at 235,000 subscribers now. You see the YouTube plaque behind her head. She keeps us focused. She keeps us going. When you take a look at what Kay Granger's life did, it gave us KJ. It gave us women in politics across the board. It gave us the platform to raise our voices. Ladies, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, wine or roses, there are people, kid you not, in 2026 who are putting up political signs that say no queens, literally no queens. Can I tell you? Shut the fuck up. Queens, queens. On behalf of Kay Granger, rest well, queen. On behalf of KJ, lead well, KJ. Continue to impact this nation and the world. We belong here. And the people who don't think we do, you want this crown? Come and take it.
That's right. Right. Wow. Powerful, Nicole. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I don't have much to say after that, folks. I wouldn't want to spend my birthday anywhere else. I love you all. Love my ladies here. Love the chat. Every one of you, the mods. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for all the super chats. We appreciate each and every one. And we'll be back on Friday night, same time, 9 p.m. So you don't want to miss it. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe. That is what grows this movement. It's nice to come on here and just lift each and every one of us up. You know, well, at least we live in a liberal area. And so it's just nice to come on here and talk to people, you know, a couple times a week. Same folks, S-Files, Josh, Kung Fu CJ, Frank, LJ, you know, everybody, Kimmy Plans, all of you guys,
Rabbit Beauty, Allie, Laura, Bernie, Kung Fu CJ, Momo, all of you, Frankie, all of you guys.
Yes, indeed.
You want a border jumper? Yeah, let's go.
It's Josh, we got Josh, we got Paul.
Yep. Yeah, it's really good. It's really nice to come on here and talk. Blah blah, all of you guys. So don't think that we don't see your comments. We see your chats. We see it all, and it just always makes us smile. Even after the show, we read the comments, and we can't, you know, like everyone or respond to everyone, but we see them all, and we are just so blessed.
Jessica Butterbean, all of them. Yep. So we got a few more supers before we go here.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we have Kung Fu CJ again. Kung Fu says, we love you, ladies. We love you right back, Kung Fu. Thank you for that. Jessica says, happy birthday, KJ, from me and Mackenzie. That's right. Mackenzie, go to bed. Mackenzie, go to bed. Mackenzie, go to bed. That's right.
It's still summer. Stay up, Mackenzie.
Yeah. Terry Lynn, thank you for your $20. It's definitely being taught in schools, homeschool if you can, but we need to teach our kids about communism because it won't end with this vote. Right. Happy birthday, KJ. Yes, thank you so much. We have who is this? Maria. Hi, Maria. Thank you for your $10. Hi, KJ. Wishing you a very healthy and happy birthday. Thank you so much. And we have one from Dion. Hi, Dion.
Hey,
he says,
Dion.
happy birthday. Happy birthday, KJ. Thank you all for your super chats, for your happy birthday wishes for KJ. Bruce Rice, thank you for your $50.
Thank you. Wow.
Thank you all so much. Again, it's KJ's birthday, you guys. She is going to drop it like it's hot. We have another one here. NARS for your $20. Thank you.
Wow,
Nicole. I love it. That's right. Thank you so much. Maria again says happy birthday. All right. So we are on our way out. Thank you all for your super chats, your birthday wishes, and just thank you so much for your support.
All right. We'll be back on Friday night. You can catch me tomorrow on Christian Conservative. Me and Michelle and I tomorrow night on Christian Conservative. We're talking about Ariana Grande. There's much more to this, folks. Bad. Yes, it is. But we're going to go through the spiritual reaction and what's going on behind this. You don't want to miss it. At KJ Christian Conservative, Michelle and I tomorrow night, same time, 9 p.m. Go on over there and subscribe if you haven't done so. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to our producers backstage, Gimpy and Chadwick. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you on Friday. Until next time, count your blessings and live a life of purpose. Good night.
Good night.